Hello YouTube, and what a day for sailing into Cowes Harbour. Cowes is a harbour on the northernmost tip of the Isle of Wight. The town is located on the west bank of the estuary of the River Medina, facing the smaller town of East Cowes on the opposite shore. Cowes has been seen as a home for international yacht racing since the founding of the Royal Yacht Squadron in 1815, and most famously, of course, it gives its name to the world's oldest regatta, Cowes Week. But for the other 51 weeks of the year, it's a great destination for South Coast sailors. And go a little further from the main harbour and you have the River Medina, which has some delights of its own. Small vessels can enter the harbour by day or night and at all states of the tide and from all directions. Although approaching from the east, if there's enough tide, you can sneak in via the Schrape Channel. If you're coming in from the north, you'll be crossing the deep water shipping lane into Southampton. But as soon as you're south of the Prince Consort Cardinal, you're in the limits of Cowes Harbour, and it's time to switch your VHF to 69.
69, dudes!
The harbour's guarded by a large stone breakwater, and to the west of the breakwater is the main entrance, clearly marked by a pair of lateral marks. If the tide's running, you'll really feel it until you're south of these marks, and then you're in. So welcome to Cowes Harbour. The old Royal Yacht Squadron behind us, and Egypt Point out that way. By far and away the biggest risk is the other traffic. So we've got passenger ferries, we've got the car ferries, and we've got absolutely oodles of boats coming in and out of the various marinas and yacht clubs and moorings all around the harbour entrance. So at this point it's vigilance all round. So here's you've got the Red Jet Terminal, which is the passenger ferry fast jet terminal from Red Funnel Ferries from Southampton to Cowes. And this little gap that opens up behind it, that's the water taxi key for the water taxis that go up and down from Cowes. The next bit, this part here, is the outer breakwater of Cowes Yacht Haven. And on this side of the river, that cardinal back there, that's the entrance to the channel that's coming in from the east. Cowes Yacht Haven boasts 260 berths for visiting boats, and the next marina just a short way further up the river is Shepards Wharf, 130 visitors in here. So you'd be forgiven for thinking that there will always be space for you. Sadly, not even close. Throughout the summer weekends you'll be very lucky to find space unless you've booked well in advance, and even on weekdays you can be turned away from late afternoon onwards. On the East Cowes side is the car ferry terminal for the Red Funnel ferries from Southampton. The link span can clearly be seen here. It's rare to see it empty, and when it is, stay frosty, as there'll be one due in any minute. Our next navigational challenge lurks around the bend in the river, the floating bridge, or Cowes Chain Ferry. Taking up to 20 cars as well as foot passengers from the East Cowes side across the river to Medina Road in West Cowes. We've just passed through the chain ferry area and neatly avoided it. It has right of way over all traffic now. From here, your stress levels can ease a little and we can take in some sightseeing. The Hammerhead shipbuilding crane dominates the skyline over the Medina Yard development. Built in 1912, this was one of the first generation of large cantilever cranes and is currently being restored. Whilst down at river level, there's Cowes Harbour Services fuel barge. So on the one side of the river we have the UK Sailing Academy, and on this side of the river, swooping round, that's East Cowes Marina, and this first part is the visitors' berthing area. East Cowes Marina is pretty much the end of the main harbour area, with a commercial wharf to the west and Kingston Boatyard to the east. And then, as if by magic, you're in the countryside. After about a mile of rolling fields, we get to the Folly Visitors Pontoon, and directly opposite is the Folly Inn, a popular and lively spot which often enjoys live music. Crossing to the pub is easy by dinghy with oars or motor, or there's a regular water taxi to take you either just across the river or right back up into the town quay in Cowes.
We're coming towards the end of what you'd call the navigable waterway. You can get up to Newport if the tide's right and you've got a keel that's shallow enough, but this is the last bit. So there's one more marina to go, which is Island Harbour Marina. So with Island Harbour behind us, that's our trip up the Medina done. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.